Hello everyone, this is MV. I'm having a bit of And all this time I had my sound off. What a disaster. At least I don't know if my sound was on or was off. Oh, turning to Steve now. So the sound has come back on. Just bear me, folks, I'll get the sound back on. Here we go. So my sound is back. So folks, apologies. Steve, I was taking lessons from you, man. So yeah, just going back to just looking at Liverpool. Drew John. Sorry about that, guys. I switched my microphone off. So here we go. So thank you for those messages coming through. So yeah, Liverpool lawnmowers. They've got John Drew, Chris Paul, Sid Moncrief, Marcus Johnson, Bob Lanier, Paul Pressey. It's got a lot to think about. Hence why the discussion is now about maybe moving that keeper list, because we want to see some of these players in the league, but they may be long-term investments. So like Nate Archibald, like I said, is at the end of his career, but it could be that you keep him for a while. Here we go. So Ontario, this is Sean's team. He's got two great centers. Yao Ming. He's got Jerry West. Tracy McGrady's out till January. Walt Chamberlain. Gail Goodrich. I've always liked Gail Goodrich as a shooter. I don't know his percentage here in the game. It's a bit low, but then again, they are playing in a more or less star league. Happy Hairston, I've heard of that name. So this is coming from two seasons again. The 2005 season and 1970 season. Dikembe Mutombo, of course. Now, in this league, he'd probably be cut because he's 39. But he's a Hall of Famer, and if you go back a few years, there's every chance that you might keep him but you'd have to keep him for about forever, really. Maybe you don't want a 39-year-old Dikembe Mutombo. There's Elvin Baylor, who's on a penalty at the moment. Rabbit. So some great players here in this league. Great players. It's a good concept. Just tweak it every now and again. Is that the Liberty? So here's the Liberty. Allen Iverson is one of the better players in the league at the moment, scoring 28 points a game. He's been excellent all season. Billy Cunningham, I think, was a Philadelphia 76er. So you can see the injuries are piling up now. So this is the issue. I do recognize that basketball is quite a game where you're going to put lots of sprains and strains on your knees and your ankles. And these guys are going down big time. Here's one of my favorite guys of all time, Kyle Korver. I think he's a great shooter, averaging 1.9 a game. So the trick is, how do you not get these guys? They're all superstars. Iverson, Cunningham, Clark, Webber, Iguodala, Greer. These guys are names even I know, So why do they perform so badly? When you look at the Motown. If you look at Motown, 6.5 Magic Johnson, right? You go to Liberty, 8.2 Allen Iverson. As point guards go, maybe Iverson's maybe hogging the shots instead of distributing. I don't know. But ultimately, he does have a fantastic set of skills, which is obviously. Manchester, this abomination of a team that I put together, cobbled together from the 2005 Orlando team and the 1970 Knicks. Jameer Nelson's actually one of my better players, but he's injured. And the thing is, he won't come through. I don't think he's ever going to make it through the keeper list, just based on this. Now, I like the fact I've tuned into overall, because Jameer doesn't play in my starting 11. Neither does Grant Hill. Neither does Hedo Tekelu. And neither does Dwight Howard. This may explain why we're doing so badly. I've gone with the New York Knicks kind of lineup. But actually, having a quick look at this tells me I've got maybe the wrong starters just by looking at the overall. You know what I mean? Because But Jameer Nelson, I look at him and think 7.4 a game. He must be a distributor, a guy that would distribute the ball. Let's have a quick look. He can drive, so you get a lot of fouls. He's good on the fast break. He's a good passer. Maybe we all need to look at this a little differently. I'm going on the name recognition rather than how the game is. Grant Hill. I'm looking at old Grant Hill in my eyes thinking, well, he won't last because he gets injured, right? But actually, overall, he's still pretty good. Walt Frazier, without saying. So what I'm going to do, as I've gone through all the teams. Oh, did I go Lehigh? Yes, I did. I was saying earlier, Steve, you've got a hell of a challenge if we keep that list going. Yeah, so welcome in the guys that did come in. Apologies that I didn't look carefully, as Steve has pointed out. I don't normally switch my microphone off at night, but I did. Won't explain why. But there we are. So that's it. So what I'm going to do is just to have a look at this. And I was going to sim some games, which I am going to do, but sim them. Is just change. I'm not going to change my team because that would be unfair. But what I would do for the next coach file I put in is probably set up a team reflecting my overalls a bit better. So, for example, shooting guard would not be Bill Barnett. It would probably be Grant Hill. Frazier at the point guard, right? Small forward, probably Hedo Tekulu. Center, Dwight Howard. So that's completely different to what I have here. And there are situational lineups as well, which, if you really get into it, you can. I don't want to mess with it because obviously that would be unfair because I have control of the file. I've picked up the file. I'm going to hand this back over to everyone else. But what I'd love to do is push the league forward. Bernie's Steve and Clue have done a great job putting this together. There are people like, some of us are just not into it, let's be honest. But I think we can if we understand the game a bit more. Not the game of basketball necessarily, but how the game works. And I could probably do the hockey one as well. But anyway, so what I'd like to do is an exhibition. No, I'm not going to do exhibition. I'm going to play the game out. Because I think most people would agree the basketball league, through nobody's fault, has gone rather slowly. So, Bernie had taken it to the 25th, Christmas Day. I'm going to take it all the way and be bold to January 31st. If you're watching anyone who disagrees, let me know. And see if push it to the end. Well, how many months in basketball? Let's go January. Let's do that first. So we're playing through January the 31st. So a quick look at the standings. At the moment, Motown lead over Vegas. So we're pushing it all the way through. Push it, baby, push it. Real good. But I've already seen where Manchester has some efficiencies to pick up, but I can't change it. So here we go. Pushing it, pushing it, pushing it, pushing it. Pushing it. I see Manchester just as bad as they've been. Hagerstown's dropped down to the bottom. But Vegas and Motown continue their lead. And I've got the commissioner here who says push it, so I'm pushing it. Let's go, Vons! So, there is a midlife crisis. Hey, midlife crisis. We're taking this as far as we can, probably to the playoffs. Or near the playoffs, because I think unless somebody's in contention. At the moment, Lehigh, who wants it pushed forward, Maplewood are doing pretty well. But if I see them getting close, I'll stop it. So that's January done. Continue, guys. Yeah, into February. Play through February 29th. If it gets close, I'll stop it. Here we go. Here we go. Play to February 28th. Oh, play through February 28th. Here we go. So Motown still have a 10-game lead over Maplewood. Looking at the stats, Iverson leads the league in 28 points a game. Eaton's still a block leader. Not sure where all the text has gone. Vegas still leads over Motown. And this is looking like a Vegas, Lehigh. I don't know how the playoffs are going to be set up at the moment. But at the moment, as we come towards the end of February, Manchester have actually got 17 wins. There we go. Vegas still lead by 15. Motown lead by 13.5. Trafalmador, what the hell is that name? Tralfamador still lead. Yep. Here we go. So, at the end of February, as we pushed all the way through, we are now seeing Motown still with a lead. 15 games over Trafalmador. Motown and Mapletown. Is there anything close for the playoffs? I don't know who's in the playoffs, but Trafalmador versus Lehigh would be some good games to match up. So everyone's kind of bunched up. Steve, is it the top two that go through? I'm not sure. But I think I would do a quick look at the league in a bit more detail. So there's the standings at the moment, folks. Florida, that's you, Buckshot. You're not as bad as me. That's the best way to put it. Manchester at the bottom. I've solved my problem. I know exactly where to look now to probably integrate some of these overalls. The problem is their durability. Like Grant Hill is out. So maybe Grant Hill's the only one who doesn't go through. But that doesn't mean I couldn't put Jameer Nelson, Walt Frazier, Turkoglu, Howard, and Steve Francis maybe in the same rotation, because I get better results instantly. I just know that by looking at the overall. So I've learned something today just by doing this. So we pushed it all the way. Vegas looking really good. So Motown looking good. So the closest together at the moment are, I mean, I don't know what the playoff situation is. So where the hell is Rick Barry? So what's your team, midlife? Let's have a look. Rick Barry. I don't know if that's your team. Let's have a look. Where is Rick Barry, folks? So we need to look at slightly different to the way baseball's set up. Let's go to reports, players. Where's database? Okay, here we go. Where is Rick Barry? Here he is. So Rick Barry at the moment, the Miami Greyhound for Trafalmador, is currently playing relatively well. Now I think it gives it a score, doesn't it? He's currently per game 25.4 points per game. I don't know if that's good or bad. It's pretty good, I'd say. He's pretty even on the home and road. He's kind of 42-point high. Tralfamador. Oh, hold on. Tralfamador. Right, Tralfamador. So here we are. So he's ERA adjusted, by the way. So Steve showed me that. This kind of gives him he's 48% above average on point scoring, 4% above in field goal. This is a great Rick Barry. 1970 to 71. Rick Barry for Tralfamador. So he's playing well. Is he on the leaderboards? I think you might be wanting to know. Yes. No, I don't think he is. But he's injury prone, as you said. If anyone wants to look at anything else, let me know. There's a Wally. He's currently 24 points above average in the ERA adjusted. This is the season he's in. This is a lot of detail here, actually. A lot of detail. Yeah, I don't think he's qualified for leaderboard, but he's definitely, in terms of points per game, he's around this area here. So, just like I said, I just wanted to make sure we get some interest back in this thing, because people have put the effort in to do it. I have put less in, but this is my effort now, and I've learnt something to do with this lineup I've got. You know what I mean? So what I'm going to do is neatly wrap that up. In fact, let's go. Fuck it. Excuse my language. Here we go. Upcoming games. So the season ends in the end of March. But there are playoff contenders, so I don't want to not give them the opportunity to do something. Because I imagine in playoffs, there's only 2 leagues. Are we going to go straight to a final between Vegas and Motown? I'd imagine Tralfamador will want to get into the playoffs if there's some system, and maybe it's just a top 2. I can't remember what's what. So I think it'll be behoove me and everyone else to think about playing out some of these games as we get to the playoffs, or does everyone just want to run to the playoffs? I'll let Steve Clue decide, with Bernie broadcasting this and Slashed, and I know Midlife you're invested in this as well. I think I should wait. I am tempted to play the whole damn thing out, but that's me being selfish. I think I should wait to see. Some of these games should be broadcast. So, for example, if I go to the scheduled League games, at least we've now moved it a couple of months because it was dragging its feet. There's Tramalfador versus Manchester. I could do that game right now. In fact, I could do this day right now, the 1st of March. But I could play a game, and I think as the end of the season gets towards the end, I think momentum should start to pick up. Because if we are having playoffs, Tramalfador have a chance to get in. So do, is it Maplewood? Maplewood have a chance. Texas has a slight chance. But the race is between Tramalfador, Lehigh, and even Chicago, which means Ontario is still in the league chance. I'm talking about playoffs. Unless we just see Vegas, Motown. So, here we are. Without further ado, I'm going to do 1 week. One more week. But I am going to do, as Midlife is in the room, Tramalfador, Manchester. And it'll be a highlight situation. It won't be me doing lots of stuff. Now then, the problem is I don't know how to do it the way everyone else does it. But I do have my own system. Human. I'm not going to play as Manchester. I just do it that way. Sometimes it's too instant. Game screen. And I'm just selling parts of it, so here we go. Hopefully this works. Alright, just take a quick one, because you're right, T Villa's still in it. Now this Melchione has got me thinking, was he a New York Knick in 1970-71? Anyway, so we continue. I'm not playing the game myself, although you'll see me have the options like here. I'm just going to press CPU. Right, so here's the ball game tipping off. It's tipped off, and Barnett has it for Manchester. Out to Reed, Willis Reed on the outside. He releases and is around the cylinder off, rebounded by Reed. Back out to Willis Reed on the outside, guarded by West. And first personal foul, and Reed will shoot one. So the West is playing. Let's have a look at who's on the court for Tramalfador. Mark Eaton, shot blocker supreme, number 53, playing center. Rick Barry. Melchione, Bill Melchione is the point guard out of Villanova. Adrian Dantley, this is a deadly team. And Notre Dame, great shooter. And David West. For Manchester, Willis Reed, the center. Dick Bardell at shooting guard. Dave DeBusschere at power forward. Bill Bradley at small forward. And Clyde Fraser, the point guard. So we do bits and pieces here. As Willis Reed bounces the ball. Free throw, and it's good for 3 points. Manchester leads 3-0 over Tramalfador. Now, I wouldn't normally do my own broadcast. I don't like doing that. But because Midlife is here as well, I thought I'd just run his game and maybe do another one afterwards. Here's Melchione now, bringing it up court now for Tramalfador. Barry pounding the ball outside, shoots the jump shot, and nothing but net. Rick Barry straight away. That's 2 points for Rick Barry. Down the court comes Manchester. And it's in the hands of Fraser, guarded by Melchione. He shoots the jump shot, and it rolls out of bounds, and it's Tramalfador ball. Rick Barry on the outside here, and too much mustard on that hot dog. The pass is stolen by DeBusschere, and down court come Manchester, one of the worst teams in the league. Barnett to Bradley, and it didn't work out for Manchester there. Melchione to Dantley outside, and with a jump shot for the key, he scores 2. So what I'll do is, like Bernie, is zoom it forward. Although I do like calling the game, actually. But there's no jeopardy on this one for the Red Rockets. So we're going to come all the way down to the second period. There's 6 minutes to go. So I've jumped forward. And it's a tight ball game. So by the end of this, by the 5 minutes and 50 to go in the second period, the Red Rockets trail Tremalfador by only 4 points. There's a surprise. Rick Barry has got 13 points so far. Adrian Dantley 12. David West 12 points, and they lead the way for Tremalfador. Mark Eaton's out injured. They've had 14 fast break points. The bench has contributed 6 points, and they've had 6 second chance points. They're doing the damage inside, 16 points. Manchester, to this point, Willis Reed leads with 10. However, they're only 14 points behind. So, they're not doing that badly. Here's West now taking his shot as we rejoin the action. Second period, 5:50 left. David West with the throw. He lines up a free throw. Good. It's 13 points for David West. Down the court come Manchester. Fraser to Busher. To Fraser at the top of the key. Right up on him is Macaroni. And that's that. So I'm going to zoom again. In fact, I'll slow this down. Just a touch. My screen, I like it to go quick, but not that quick. There we go. So if you're watching, you can follow the action. Adrian Dantley will shoot a pair, 53 to 48. And it's good. Turkoglu enters for Bill Bradley, a small forward for Manchester, as Dantley takes another shot. And it's all good. Manchester select to play as they come down the court. And it's stolen by Poltz. Fast break. And Barnett hits him on the arm. So Dantley would shoot 2. 55, Tremalfador lead of 48 Red Rockets. Dantley measures the throw, and it's another point for Dantley. And he's going to be good. 16 points for Adrian Dantley as we come down the court again. Just to show off here as we come towards the end of the season, I've zoomed it forward. Here we go. Turkoglu dries, he ran into Dantley. And let's just keep changing my options. I was playing around with it last night. So just bear with me. Get this right. Let's slow that down. Alright, let's do that again. Turkoglu will take a shot. 48 Red Rockets, 57 Tremalfador. Turkoglu hits the shot. Turkoglu should be starting. And Turkoglu with the second. Here's Griffiths now bringing it up court. Darryl Griffiths for Tremalfador. I can see why they're a good team. Griffiths. They have a 7-point lead. Griffiths went behind the arc. Nothing but net. 3 points for Darryl Griffiths. They lead 57 to 50 over the Red Rockets. Red Rockets come down the court. DeBuscher, guarded by West. DeBuscher inside. It's too long, but West hit him on the arm. Third person foul for West. 15th foul. West looks like a bit of foul trouble here. DeBuscher will shoot a couple. The Alien Red Rockets trail 60 to 50. 10 points in the difference. DeBuscher shoots the free throw. It's good. Some lineup changes now. DeBuscher again. Shoots the second. Around the center, the grab by Dantley. And it's all set up again now for Tremalfador. DeBuscher knocks out the pass to Leaks. So DeBuscher's got a foul here. Dove will shoot 2. This is Sunny Dove. What a nice name that is. From 1970, Sunny Dove. Sunny is from St. John's, age 25, 6'8", 200 pounds. Will take the shot. Dove shoots the first. Didn't even move the net. What a lovely name that is. Sunny Dove shoots the second. Oh, net. Down the court come Manchester. Ariza inside against Rick Barry. And he slam dunks it. Flashy play there by Trevor Ariza. It's 62-53. Tremalfador lead. Sunny Dove inside. Reed trying to stop him. Dove with a short jumper. No good. Turkoglu with the rebound. Down comes Manchester. Down the court. Fraser takes him down. Out to Nelson. Back to Fraser. Back to Nelson. Nelson with a shot. No good. Ariza will pick up the rebound with Dove on him. They switch out to Griffith is on Dove on Ariza. Trevor Ariza out of UCLA. Guarded by Darrell Griffith out of Louisville. Ariza takes a shot off the rim. Sunny Dove picks up the rebound. Down the court comes Tremalfador. Darrell Griffiths takes it to the rim. Oh, it's out. Fraser on him. And pulled down by Fraser. They don't get the call. And a fast break again for Manchester. Walt Fraser outside to Turkoglu. A 4-1 breakout. And Turkoglu kisses off the glass. 4 points. 62-55 Red Rockets. Dove outside for Tremalfador. That hits the... Oh! It forces a shot and is tipped in by Leaks. Let me slow my voice down. This game... So, this is the speed of the game we're trying to work out. But I'm just showing different aspects of the people's teams just to get that extra interest back in the league. There we go. Down the court comes Manchester. Nelson in control, but Griffith steals it. Darrell Griffith down the court now with the ball. Fast break, 4-3. Dove to the outside, inside to Rick Barry. Dove to Barry, and he laid it up no good. So that fast break unsuccessful. So a couple of changes now. Hunter replaces Dantley at small forward for Tremalfador, and Poltz in at center. Barnett for Nelson, and Dwight Howard comes in. So on the court, Matty Leaks is the power forward for the Tremalfador. Rick Barry is the shooting guard. Les Hunter is a small forward. Darrell Griffiths is the point guard. And Billy Poltz is the center. So Walt Fraser now bringing it up here. He's out of Southern Illinois, for Manchester. Trying to find a way back into the game. 64-55. Here's Dwight Howard to Turkoglu. Turkoglu back to Howard and then inside pass. Howard puts it up and it's nothing but net. Down the court come Tremalfador. Griffith outside to Hunter. Back to Griffiths. Hunter takes a jump shot in close. He makes it, although the chalkboard didn't show that. So we're going to break at the next out of bounds. The Trowels in man defense. Barnett outside. Back to Fraser. Looking to pass again. Fraser into Howard. Backing in on Poltz. Unloads at point blank range. Rebounded by Leaks. The Trowels have it. Down the court come the Trowels. Here's Griffith. Taking it to the hoop. And inside. Good layup by Darrell Griffith. What a player he is. And the score is 68-57. Well, Fraser brings the Manchester Red Rockets up the field, up the court. Fraser is guarded closely by Griffith. So Turkoglu with Hunter on him. Out to Dick Barnett. He's free outside. Barnett puts it up. Out hits the rim. Rebounded by Poltz. The Trowels on yet another fast break. Darrell Griffiths and Rick Barry leading the charge. Barry lays it up and the pull-up jumper's no good. But Turkoglu got him with the body. As my voice now begins to warm up. Barry bounces the ball, free throw. And Barry tosses up underhanded. That's so cool. They remember that he's underhanded. How did they do that? But anyway, Rick Barry with the underhanded free throw. And that's good for 14 points. More substitutes for Manchester, all confused. Barry shoots the second, nothing but net, 15 points. Rick Barry, 70 to the Trowels. Red Rockets, 57. Down the court comes Walt Frazier. He dribbles into front court. Frazier on the perimeter, sets a pick. Reverse layup, no good. Griffiths with a strong defense. Jackson with the rebound. That's Phil Jackson with the wide shoulders. Phil Jackson out of North Dakota. He unloads at point blank range. Shot, nice shot, Phil Jackson. 70 to 59. The Trowels come down the court now with Darryl Griffiths. Frazier on him. Griffith outside to Rick Barry. Griffith outside. Nothing but net. Excellent jump shot by Darryl Griffith. Griffith's having a good game. Got 7 points. Rick Barry's got 15. Adrian Dantley still warms the bench as Manchester bring it back up again. Turkoglu outside. He makes a move to the hoop. And, it hits a reverse layup. Hit the left side of the rim and pulled down by the Trowels. Here comes their fast break. Barry lays it up and he's fouled. As it goes in, he was hacked by Walt Frazier. Barry go to the line for 1. So just shy. I don't normally do this long a broadcast on it. As Midlife explains, the Trowelfador. Trowelfador. I just call it Trowels, man. The Vonnegut's. That's easier, is it? Let's see. So, the Vons. We're calling the Vons. Trowelfador are the Vons. Midlife can explain that. Here's Barry with the underhand shot. This is game of the week. Barry shoots the free throw, and it's good. So we're coming back down the court as we close out the second quarter. Manchester comes down. Nelson on the outside. 3 wants to make the play. Turkoglu with Hunter on him. Turkoglu, let's fly. And it hits the rim and bounces out. The Vons pick up the ball. A few changes now. Green comes in for Griffiths. Green on the court for the first time. Adrian Dantley replaces Barry at shooting guard. Sonny Dove at power forward. Is this Sonny Dove? Yeah, I love that name. So this is the point, just getting a chance to see the players. Like I said, I had no idea who was on the Vons. I didn't even know to call them the Vons. Now I know they have some personality and identity. So it's just to get some more immersion. Here's Dantley, pump fakes, drives, shoots. As the clock hits 0, and we shall zoom it. At the end of the first half, the Vons 75, the Red Rockets 59. We know where this one's heading. So what we'll do now, folks, is zoom, baby, zoom. Okay, we're going to zoom all the way down to the fourth period. And we're going to zoom it down to 2 minutes. I don't think the Red Rockets are going to come back in this one. But I have enjoyed calling the game. As it zooms forward, you can see the ball moving around the screen. And as we rejoin the game, 1:55 left, Green shoots the 15-footer, nothing but net. The score, the Vons lead 135 to 111. It does say neutral court, which is interesting. Here we go. Steve Francis brings the ball up court for Manchester. Turkoglu outside. Beyond the arc, Turkoglu hits the rim. Edu Turkoglu not having a good game. He's got 11 points. Here's Green now. Out to Hunter. Hunter to Rick Barry. Barry back to Hunter. Bailey sets a screen. Defended by Turkoglu. Hunter with a jump shot, missed it. Rebounded by Edu. Turkoglu brings it down court for Manchester. Francis now has it, brings it up. And Manchester resets. Francis beyond the arc into Howard. Back in on Pulse. Takes the 10-footer. No good. It rattles out. Grabbed by Bailey. And Green now brings it up for the Vons. Here's Rick Barry. Back to Green. On top of the key is Green. Guarded by Francis. Puts up the 15-footer. Splash! And the Vons take a commanding 137 lead. I'm amazed the Red Rockets have got 111. Here's Francis outside for the Red Rockets. The worst team in the league. After Nelson. Come by Barry. Hits the rim. Rebound by Pulse. Pulse with his 7th rebound. And down come... They're playing a slow offense here. Hunter shoots the bucket and drains it. Shoots the jumper, drains it. 139, 111, 70 seconds left to go. It's a very slow bring up the court now because it's all over. Francis for Manchester. Turkoglu inside the paint. Just to Francis. Francis with a jump shot. Tickles the twine. 113 Red Rockets, folks, but we know this is over. Green outside, and that's it, folks. Tralfamador, the Vons, 139, Manchester 113. Melchiona need an investigation to him. It said New York Knick. That means he's mine. Just kidding. So we have the game score, which is interesting. Rick Barry played 40 minutes. He scored 27 points, as did Adrian Dentley. This team will be a force to reckon with. So today I've learned something. It's not just Vegas. And it's not going to just be Motown. The Vons are going to be. So therefore, I suggest that the Vons need to be included in anything that will be broadcast now for the rest of the month. I'm going to zoom it to Friday the 15th. No, the 8th. To give enough time for manager files to come back in. Because I believe the playoffs are going to be key. Here we go. So we're playing through to Friday the 8th. Because I believe there is a playoff race here between Tremalfador and Lehigh. And it's still pretty close, actually. But Tremalfador should get into the playoffs if they can hold on. So there's a bit more narrative. Because otherwise it's just Vegas and Motown. To be fair, Bernie and Slash have put a lot into the league as well. So I'm not surprised. But then let's see. Can the Vons make it? Can the Vons make an upset in the playoffs if there's playoffs? I'd imagine there must be some level of playoffs. Maplewood also has a shot, as does Ontario. And I'm sure Sean would love to see his team in there. So if there's only 2 places to go, clearly Vegas and Motown have made it. But Maplewood and Ontario, and possibly Texas. In fact, Liverpool, they're all fighting for that second spot. There's only 3 games in it. Same with the Tremalfador situation. They're a bit better off. But even Chicago, I shouldn't say even, Chicago could make it. T-Villa dropped out of it a little bit now. So there we are, folks. Just a little bit of a wrap-up there, only an hour long, of the games. But we've now moved the league forward, which is the objective. And Bernie can pick up, and whoever else. Steve, whoever wants is calling. I just happen to have a spare hour on a Saturday afternoon. I thought, sod it, let me get it on. Let's get on with it. So, folks, thank you for tuning in. So 2 from each division, and 1 gets a bye. So 2 versus 3. Okay, so there will definitely be playoffs. Well, the Vons are holding on whichever way he looks at it. They're holding on. Steve could confirm that. Let's have a look. Steve did say it earlier, actually. I just saw it. Steve says, division winners get a bye, right? While 2 place 3 in each division. What does that mean? 2 place 3. So, okay. So, with the standards at the moment, we know Vegas and Motown go through. What does that mean, 2v3? I don't get that. Does that mean Tremalfador? Let me get that one right there. Division winners get a bye. Well, right, gotcha. So, right, gotcha. Well, this is interesting then. So, Vegas gets a bye. Motown will get a bye. If the season finished today, which means Tremalfador will play Lehigh. That would be interesting. And Mapletown, Ontario. Which then means Texas still has a shot. Liverpool still has a shot. Liberty has a long shot. There's still a lot to play for in the final season. Guys, get your coaching files in. Even I've learned something today. Get your coaching files in. It's getting tight. It's getting exciting. We want to see the matchup between Tremalford and Lehigh. We want to see the Mapletown, Ontario, if it gets there. But don't rule out Chicago. And T-Ville's a little bit further back. They have to catch Lehigh. Hagerstown, I think, is out of it. Florida's out of it. T-Ville looks like they're out of it. But you never know. There's still a month to go. So there's a lot of jeopardy. Get your manager files in, folks. Get them in. The flow is yeah, Steve, it's hard. It's really, really hard. But, okay, so 2 will have home court advantage. I like it. So now we got some interest, I believe, in this thing. More than we already had. We started off a lot of momentum. We've got 3 leagues running, but I really want the basketball to shape up as well, because I think it's a great game. Finding a way to broadcast, maybe just do game of the week, maybe do the whole game. But the playoffs, I definitely think will be interesting. I'd be even willing to do the games themselves. It would have been a practice. Bernie, I know, will do the games. I like Bernie's way of doing it, actually, where he takes the minutes down. He may do a little longer with the format in the playoffs because it's the playoffs, which makes sense. I actually enjoyed watching my game with them from Alpha, the Vons. They're called the Vons, so I learnt something now. I now say travel from a door. But also who the players are. Rick Barry was one that stood out. Daryl Griffith stood out. I know these are names, but now I know they wear green. Now I know that they're a mid-life team. And I think that's what's been missing. Some identity with each owner, with their teams. Each owner knows their teams, obviously. But we don't get invested in the matches enough. The personalities, and they're real players playing in a PC game. And I think there's more of that we needed. So Allen Iverson we haven't seen. But Rick Barry's now on the leaders list. You can see him now midlife. Adrian Dantley. Elvin Hayes I'm looking forward to seeing. I'm looking forward to seeing Lou Hudson. All of these guys, actually. Why wouldn't I see any of these guys? If we go to compare, again, looking at how we use it in baseball, there's all the teams. If you look at Vegas, the average points per game for team, I believe, is... Am I looking at offense here? Yeah, I think I'm looking at offense. I'm sure it does a defensive one as well. Here we go. So anyway, Vegas scored the most, 131. Motown second. The Florida team, ironically, although they're bottom of the league, they're really heavy scorers. So if Buckshot tightens up his defense, you never know. So, that's interesting. Where Chicago, who has a tough team, I imagine defensively, although I can't see where we would look at that on here. It doesn't have any buttons to press. Look like they're one of the better defensive teams. We go to reports, go to teams, and we go down to team reports. There you go. It may have a bit more. Interesting. Right, folks, so thank you for tuning in. It's an hour long, so I just wanted to stop it there. I shall zip this up and hand over to Bernie. Yeah, Steve. Yeah, I like the idea of a sim and a recap. I like that. I think there's... Yes, as midlife, see, there's Rick Barry. I think we need to have a bit more on the statistics as well, like I'm doing now, just to show off a bit more what's going on, so people take an interest in where their team is. So Steve says the broadcast plan we focus on that versus feeling they need to do the actual game flow. I agree. I totally agree. But there we go. So there we are, Steve. A complete personality change of MV from last weekend, isn't it? I've been infused. But I think it's sometimes just stepping up because you can't take everything on your shoulders, Steve. Neither can Clue, neither can Bernie. And we all appreciate the hard work you do. Kiss ass, kiss ass, kiss ass. Maybe I'll get my keeper list wish. Anyway, in fact, on a serious note, you know where I stand with the keeper list on this game. I definitely think it's not needed on football. Definitely perfect on baseball. This one, I think people want to invest in the teams a bit more. Because there are young players that can be kept and all that. That makes it tough, yes. But not all those superstars are going to be peak at every single season. There's going to be differences. All right, makes trading stimulate as well. But anyway, so with that said, I will leave everybody alone. Nobody. Yeah, I agree. I think the recaps are nice, Steve. I think I don't know if what I'm doing now is good enough, but just to recap what goes on. So, for example, if I did an exhibition, for example, of say Lehigh and the Vons, unfortunately, got the same colours. But if I just did a recap, which would be computer, I believe, zoom to 30 seconds from the end. I don't know how to get to the end. This is an exhibition. And it's a final. So Lehigh beat the Tralfamadore 115 to 102 in an exhibition game just to see what would happen. Well, it's a neutral court. So there's nothing on this game. But you can see Wally Sherbiak does his usual stuff. 18 points. Kevin Garnett, 21 points for Lehigh. The team I've already begun to like already is the Vons. This is Midlife Crisis. Less offensive output there, I believe. But you can go through this stuff. Or maybe even sim it, like I said, like Bernie does really quickly. Like a 5-minute sim to see where things are. But I kind of like this as well. Alright, folks, expect to see me do a bit more. Yeah, Alta broadcast would be amazing. Oh my god. But why not? I agree. I totally agree. I know what Al's like with his simming and his commentary. I think it'd be great just for that one series or one final game. But Al's such a busy man. Al is such a busy man. But there's potential with this basketball. I'll never give up on it. Even though I wanted to quit it last Saturday. I believe there's massive potential. The patrons say they've lost cause. Steve, it's not a lost cause. You created it. It just needs a little tweak, like a nipple. Do you know what I mean? It's just a little tweak here and there. I'm going to get banned now from YouTube. But the point here is, there's life in this league, for sure. We've all put a lot of effort in. And also, we want to see these players. All of a sudden, I want to see your matchup. We know why, because I don't like to see you win that much. But I'd appreciate it if you did win it, because you put the effort in. Same like Midlife. Vegas, Motel, Maplewood, Ontario. Chicago, Texas. And maybe that'll inspire me and Clue to stop trying to tank. Buckshot's not even trying to tank. But I just think there's so much more in this league. I'm convinced of it. Alright, folks, I'm definitely going to leave it here, because cricket's about to start. Hey, Bernie, Bernie, I took up the baton. I upped the pace. We've now got it into March, because you can't do it all on your own. Your good friend from across the pond has moved it forward with a bit of commentary and done it to this point. I've just did a game just to show Midlife, how competitive his team is. You're the favourite. Yeah. No, I didn't finish it. I finished the end of the year. We're into March. We're into March, but I'll show you the screen, which is where I'm going to leave it. It's one month to go because there's Jeopardy now. Remember, the second and third team advance to the playoffs and play each other. And then Maplewood, Ontario are currently the favourites to go to the playoffs. However, you can see that the Vons, Tralfamadore, I call them the Vons, Lehigh, Chicago are not out of the playoffs, T-ville. So there's a lot of broadcasting around those teams to come from either yourself or Slash, or if you want me to help, I will always help if you guys are on holiday or something, or whatever. I will help out just because I enjoy it. But also, Maplewood are not guaranteed. So there's a bit more interest there to come, hopefully. Even Clue's not out of it. I'm out of it by a long shot. But anything can change. If you look at the upcoming games, Bernie, down here, you can see it ends March 22nd, I believe it is. So we've done, just so you know, here, we're currently up to, I left it on Saturday the 9th of March. So you've got 3 weeks. So that could be done in a week, I guess, with a bit of help, if we all help you a little bit, or help each other. That could be done in a week. But now the playoffs are in sight. And I think it's going to be good. And then you could do your magic with your broadcasting, especially on some of those tight games in here, because it is tight for the playoffs. And I'd encourage everyone, I said it earlier, get your coaching files in. The Discord is being rearranged, so it should make it a little easier for people to do it and get involved. and almost get down to where we're doing one coach file a week, if necessary, of course. I know I'm going to put one in now because I figured out how to win just by watching this thing today, doing this thing today. When I say win, not win the league, win a game, because we're that bad. Yeah. So magic numbers. So Bernie can get the year done by Monday. He's saying the magic number. Well, would that be too soon, Bernie? Because I think a couple of guys might want to put their manager files in now, just to tweak them, just to make sure. So maybe Tuesday, Wednesday would be better for us to finish it. But you're the king of the broadcast, so. But I suspect people might want to put their thing in. Oh, the regular season. Yeah, I hear you, Bernie. I hear you. If people want to do that. So the magic number for Texas is 7. Yeah, I think so. Let's see now. So it looks like Midlife Crisis knows the magic numbers. Let me go back to the main screen. There we go. There's the main screen. He does. So he says Chicago to be eliminated is 6. So that makes it easier for me. So in the race still for the playoffs, Tralfamador, Lehigh, Chicago, realistically. And I guess Ontario is the other one with 7, which would make Texas 8, 9.5. So it's down to a couple of teams now, but there's still some jeopardy in the league. Magic number. Yeah, and I'll help as well, Bernie. You just tell me when you need me to join in, and I'll join in. With the baseball particularly, obviously that's my favourite one. But I just sort of help out a bit and move it forward. So I'm really glad you've come on today as well. I was trying to put it in the announcements. Unfortunately, my YouTube wouldn't function right, so I couldn't do it in time. So, But there was no game. The only game I did show was a brief shit show from Manchester, just to show Trump from our door and get used to their players and stuff. But it was a disaster for me anyway, as I was expecting. You didn't actually manage my team. I just let the CPU do it for about 10 minutes, and that was that. All right, folks, I hope there's any more questions or any more things at all. Let's keep supporting each other with this league. Let's make it right. It's got potential to be huge. As Steve says, you're welcome, Bernie. And you're welcome, everyone that chipped in. So thank you, Bernie, for coming in. Thank you, Midlife Crisis. Steve, of course, was here. It's love to see Steve. David was here as well. Buckshot was here as well. Thank you, Buckshot. I know he's not a big basketball fan, but he supported the broadcast. Always welcome. So I don't know if there's any baseball tonight, but I'm looking forward to watching some. And from me, MV, and don't forget, guys, the Cricket World Cup is on in the US. I think the first game is tonight or tomorrow. I can't remember which city it's in, but it's on. So get used to watching some T20 cricket, folks. The fastest growing sport in the world. Anyway, that's it from me. MMV, it's good night from me and good night from him. If I could just turn off my stream, that would be good. I don't know what's happened to my keyboard. It doesn't follow my instructions.